Aston Villa 2, Everton 1. We all know what the media and everyone's going to talk about. Frank Lampard, 2 games, 2 defeats. They just escaped relegation last season. And even before this game, people were talking about Steven Gerrard also, saying that actually, like, when you look at results, he hasn't been getting the results. But the difference between the two is Steven Gerrard, for me, has actually coached. Basically, he's achieved, even if it didn't mean much, managing Rangers in the Scottish League, to basically British fans who obviously think everything just revolves around the Premier League. I saw Steven Gerrard at least do his stuff in Scotland, where he had his team dominating. I believe his team went unbeaten the whole season as well, something like that anyways. So he's come to the league, he's gone to Aston Villa, got a few good results. And again, yeah, when you look at results-wise, it doesn't look that great. But when you actually watch his team play, you can see there's a setup. You can see that Villa are always going to be a problem for every team that faces them, because there's a philosophy there. They've got quite decent players as well. They've got a great setup. And you can see the coaching side of Steven Gerrard. But with Frank Lampard, the difference is, look, Derby, he was decent. He wasn't great, he was decent. Got a big move to Chelsea, where again, he was terrible. Tarnished his name a little bit. In his first season, you can say, yeah, obviously Chelsea finished in the top 4, but second season, you could see like the results and even the performances from the team wasn't good enough. He was sacked by Chelsea, where he's obviously a legend, one of the greatest ever players, and has gone on to get another top job at Everton, where obviously you've got an owner who's willing to spend. Yeah, he may not have the quality of players that he wants, but we can't see the coaching side of Frank Lampard. I can't see the philosophy. I don't know what kind of football he's trying to play. And he doesn't look good. 2 games, 2 defeats. And today's game, look, Villa dominated majority of the game. Yeah, they were the home team. Yes, Everton were playing without a striker and all of that. You can talk about all of the negatives and reasons why Frank Lampard is almost restricted to doing something, but the difference is I'm not seeing a philosophy. He tried to sit back with the players that he has at his disposal, and it just wasn't going to work. You get me? Gordon playing as a false 9 or whatever you want to call it just wasn't a good tactical point for me. Because the way I see it is, look, if you're not going to play football at all, you're better off starting off with Rondon playing up front, where you're going to launch balls in and rely on Gordon and Iwobi and them man there to at least try and get deliveries in the box. But there's no point playing my man up front if you're not going to try and move the ball, pop the ball. Everton couldn't even get 2 passes. And Aston Villa looked disciplined, they looked sharp, they moved the ball, they looked the aggressive team. Steven Gerrard was playing a positive game. He started with 2 centre-forwards as well. Yeah, Danny Ings scored a great goal. And after that, you're thinking Everton will react. But no, it just looked like the same sloppiness, rubbish going on there. But yeah, in the second half, obviously, naturally, Villa were going to have moments where they're basically slacking a bit because of putting a lot of energy into the first half. And Everton had moments. They had moments where they could have scored. This new guy, though, Onana, came on. Yeah, he looks like a big physical presence. For his size, he looks a bit sloppy, but he's quite technical. He don't look technical, but he is quite technical, if you know what I'm trying to say. Obviously, he came on, lost the ball. Aston Villa went 2-0 up, but he made it up minutes later. What he did, great piece of skill in the box to force an own goal from Aston Villa. And yeah, Everton then started pressuring, but Villa as well had a lot of chances to score, because obviously there was a lot of spaces behind, because Everton was basically playing, they had nothing left to play for anyways. They had to sacrifice, and that's what they tried to do. And they had moments, they even almost equalised as well. But yeah, Frank Lampard, like, he's looking at a point where, look, if Frank Lampard does not do well with Everton this season, he will tarnish his name as a manager. Like, he will not get another top job. I don't think so anyways. I know it's an industry where there's, you understand, names might play a part of it, being a legend, even the colour of your skin as well could give you more opportunities, all of that. But the reality is, like, I don't see a top team going after Frank Lampard if he doesn't do well. I don't even see the relegation team going after him, because he's not showing anything to suggest he deserves to manage at a top level. And on top of that, another guy we have to talk about is Dele Alli. He's another guy as well who, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's he just doesn't have the hunger for football anymore. I don't know if it's confidence, but it doesn't look like confidence, because when you see social media, he's always posting his drip, always doing funny videos and stuff. It looks like a guy that doesn't look like his confidence is affected. But when you see him on the pitch, we're not seeing anything. He's been a sub, but we're not seeing that fight. we're not seeing that hunger to try and get back in the team. But then at the same time, if you're thinking Frank Lampard doesn't really fancy playing Dele Alli, remember a player who was compared to Frank Lampard years ago because he was a goal scoring midfielder, and Lampard's not getting the best out of him. Why does Lampard even bring him on? Like we saw the whole last season. He had moments, sometimes where he did try and change the game, but a lot of the games he had no impact, no effect again. And he's another player. Like after Everton, I don't see no teams in the Premier League going after him. Never mind top teams, I don't see any team in the Premier League going after him. His attitude doesn't look right. His hunger for the game doesn't look right. And on top of that, he's not giving you any sort of performance to make you suggest that, look, you deserve a contract at a team in the Premier League. It might look like one of them ones where he's going to have to go and play abroad, where there's no spotlight on him, where he's seen as like the star of the team, where he has that freedom. Because the teams he's playing for, he ain't got that freedom. There's players who have a bigger names than him. There's players who are more loved than him. So when he's not putting his work in, he ain't starting. But yeah, man, listen, so for me, Frank Lampard and Dele Alli are on the brink of ruining their Premier League career. Frank Lampard from a managerial point of view, because obviously he's a legend from a football point of view. But Dele Alli from a football point of view, he looks like he might be playing Championship or playing in some next league. You understand? But yeah, obviously Aston Villa again, they're a team that are gonna do decent. They're a team that are gonna finish probably top 12 kind of thing. They're a team that want to challenge for at least like the Europa Conference League. You understand? But it's gonna be quite difficult because this year there's at least 8 teams who are quite strong. But yeah, with Everton, I don't know what they think. I don't know if they're playing to avoid relegation, if they're playing to be in the top 10. But we all know the ambition of the club, the owner they have, and what they expect was for them to be challenging for that top 7, top 8 spot. But it's not looking like it's not looking like it's gonna happen. So yeah, man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.